Hello everybody, how are you? Sorry I'm a little bit late. Oh, what happened there? Sorry I'm a little bit late. We have got people letting off fireworks in our area and my dogs are going crazy for the first time because the fireworks is, it's out of control. So sorry for that. I just had to go out and make sure. Where is this thing now? I just want to do something quickly with my camera because it's auto. There, wow. And that's done. Yeah, the dogs are going absolutely crazy outside, so I just had to go and bring them inside to the house. So if you see dogs looking through the door or whatever, I just had to bring all my dogs in the house because those are going absolutely crazy outside with fireworks. So if you hear large bangs and things going off, sorry, can't get stop with the noise. So anyway, how's it guys? Let's see who is online. My internet seems to be streaming. Any of those people having a problem with 60 frames per second? I hope not. Hope everything seems to be okay. Yeah, let's see who's here. I see Brandon's here, Ryan, T-Vapes, Etienne, Hardness, Mr. Minimi is here, Daniel's here, yeah, Julian here, Eugene here, yeah. My Great Dane's looking through the door at me. Why can't I come inside, Dad? Why can't I come inside? But yeah, he'll make a hell of a racket with his claws on the wooden floors. Time for a vape. Just you'll see the coil company. I'm absolutely amazed with South African vapors and people who've and there's no real way, just nice way to say it or wrong way to say it or whatever, people that have jumped on the bandwagon with vaping. And as I've said on numerous occasions, there's so many ways to make money out of vaping if you've just got a little bit of brains. And I take my head out to Rian from Coil Company. I just ordered some more coils for the shop. So Rian being the nice guy that he is, sent me a custom coil. Obviously Rian, the nice little message at the back, Craig's special coil for the Ubuntu. For those who don't know, the Ubuntu is the RBA that myself and Hugo along with a mate of mine developed, bottom feeding one, and he made me this monster coil for this HHA squonker of ours as well. It's a single coil, but it's mind blowing. The flavor of this coil. Obviously the RDA has got a fair part to play there, but he specially made a coil for the Ubuntu, and this thing's, enter cloud competitions with this thing. It's that good. So Rian from Coil Company, you're a superstar, but thank you very much. And those of you who do have Ubuntus, I don't even know what the name of this coil is. All it says is special build on the side. If Rian's here watching, he might come on a little bit later. If I see him coming on a little bit later, I'll ask him to put what this coil is. He's got this fancy name for this coil, but it's just, it's freakishly good. But there he is, Rian. Please tell them what this coil was. I can't remember what it is. You've got all these fancy 32, 47, 529 sounding like Jacob Zuma here. But that's what it's in the Ubuntu. I only got time to do it today. So I'm vaping on everything proudly South African tonight on this device. Ubuntu, our RDA, HHA, our squonker, coil from Coil Company, and Gringo from, which is in here, Gringo from Wiener Vapes. I'm in a happy place. Rian, you actually can't believe how much vapor this produces. I'll try. I don't think I can get far enough. And this wall doesn't do it justice. I need a black wall here. This wall doesn't do it justice. And the flavor of it is absolutely, yeah, insane. Okay. Yeah. On that note, squonk. That's that done. Okay, so a couple of things that we've obviously got new in the shop. Oh, let me just see if there's anybody else asked a question or anything like that. You'll see I have got Mini Me being a bra as a moderator. Had a lot of guys asking questions about, can you please post the links to the things that you are talking about, etc., etc. And unfortunately, I'm the only one, unless I've got a moderator, that can actually post links. So Daniel, those who know Ohms Raw, he's Daniel. He's one of my moderators, and Bra's another moderator. And they will post links to anything that I need them to post to, either on our website or available from other places, etc. while we're chatting. This makes a little bit of life easier for me. Oh, let me turn. Cha-ching! People buying stuff on the website. Let me turn that off. Donovan, hello. Donovan Crosby, hello. KB, how's it, my boy? Coil Company, Mr. Rian. Brandon, Julian, Serdicella, Louis. That sounds like a new name. I haven't. Yeah, Robbie, I can remember. Eugene, please get the Hadley kit. Julian, I have asked Hugo. I don't know if he has or hasn't, but. Nice one, T-Vapes. Okay, there's the Coil Company's. It's a Mamursa Fralin. 6 times 0.3 times 0.3, same as 20 ply ribbon with 28 gauge frames and alien fuse with 40 gauge. It's a fucking Mamursa coil, yeah. Yeah, sorry if you don't like swearing, don't watch my channel because I do swear. But yeah, oh, that coils for Rian for Hadley. Oh, special coil builds. Rian, just send us another like 20 kits of those special ones, please, if you've got me watching. Julian wants, and then I think there are 1 or 2 other people that also asked. Yeah, so if you can just send us 20 sets of those ones that you did for us before in those nice wooden boxes, that'd be great. It's yeah, I did do little. I'm going to be doing these little review things from time to time. You will see that I did put up a writing on the board as we speak. You'll see that I do a little bit of reviews, and I will do them during the week now that things have calmed down in the new shop, on things that we get in, which I'm excited to get. Obviously, I did do the one on the Triple T from Twisted 420 and Bandy Vape. I have put that up, but I can gladly say that this is on par with the Omni. Those who know, watch the other ones. The Omni, it fluctuated between the Omni and the Carlin and the Amit, to which was going to be my favorite tank, and I always kept on going back to the Omni, so I eventually decided that the Omni is still my favorite tank. It's more of a discreet tank. This is a monster tank. I find myself using smaller devices these days. You know, I'm walking around with thinner, smaller devices, not these big, bulky dual battery devices. So I had to get accustomed to using a bigger device again. I've got it on my radar, which it fits and looks sexy as tits. Okay, it fits perfectly on top of a radar, and obviously the radar being as light as it is, the weight of this 28mm monstrosity doesn't feel any heavier than obviously if you've got an RX or something like that, where this thing would fit flush on it. So I thought, let me break up my radar again, because I haven't been using dual battery mods, and it fits perfectly on it. 120 watts, and this tank is just impressing me. We sold a couple, quite a few, in the shop since we've got them, and we've tried different builds in there. We tried some bubble wrap, 3 bubble wrap alien coils in there. Flavor was really good. It became a little bit hot with the aliens, like I thought it would do. So I've pretty much stuck to my traditional 24 gauge 3.5 millimeter 7 wrap flat wire from Haywire, which is Nichrome 80. What I have done is I've messed around with the wicking slightly. The flavor was there, but it wasn't like it was like on close to Omni type of flavor, and we were messing around with how much cotton to actually put in it, and we reduced the cotton quite considerably on the bow tie method. I was cutting off 1/3. We've actually got to cutting off 2/3 of the cotton to allow more space in that chamber for the air to flow around. And I can tell you right now, but just with reducing the amount of cotton, but still having enough cotton in there so it wouldn't leak, it's on par with Omni flavor. The big difference with this for a cloud chaser is this thing gives you the flavor with the cloud. It produces copious amounts of vapor, and my taste buds, okay, obviously these are my opinions, my taste buds don't pick up the flavor when I'm getting a lot of vapor. That might just be me, but with this tank I'm getting the flavor along with that copious amount. I like big deep lung hits, but I tend to shy away from those deep big lung hits purely because I'm losing out on flavor. Hence me walking around with these small little RDAs that I play with, you know what I mean, because I really search the flavor now, although I do like those big lung hits. This I can do more of a big lung hit and still get the flavor, which is really awesome. And as I say again, that which I think that's going to be the way vaping's going, is these reviewers like Mark Vapes, Twisted 420, what's his name, Rip Trippers, whatever, you know, you get, and us, myself included, obviously I don't put myself on their category, but you know, that's how I came up with this, with the Ubuntu, along with Hugo and a friend of mine who helped us design it. Is that, you know, I've tried so many devices, and so many tanks and whatever, and I find faults in all of them, and I try to rectify them from the RDA perspective, because obviously an RDA is a little bit easier to build than an RTA. There's a lot less moving parts or working parts that you need, and I try to get that right with this, with the Ubuntu, with the conical cap, the ease of changing coils, the size coils that I like, whether they're being big or small, and that's exactly the same with this. You know, it's designed by somebody who has had the luxury of testing so many devices and finding the faults in so many devices, and then designing a device eliminating as many of those faults as possible. And he's hit it out the park. Absolutely phenomenal tank. You know, I hear it was a 30mm. I don't know why they dropped it to 28. I'm assuming it was something to do with flavor, maybe. But as a 28mm, obviously it's not going to fit on every device, where if most vapors are OCD, they'll lose the plot because there's going to be overhang. So you will need a biggish device like a Boxer, an RX, a SX Mini, you know, those with big, that can take the 28mm tanks on it. But you won't go wrong with this if you're chasing flavor and clouds, and it's actually very easy to build. Just got to be careful on the amount of cotton that you use.
Eugene, hoekom maak Wiener nie meer belly rub nie? You'd have to take that up with him. But you know, all juice manufacturers, we tend to purge juices that you know, at one stage we were making like close to 60 different juices, and you know, with the amount of juice makers that are currently in South Africa, you know, you've got so much competition, and to make a juice and to sit, it's not worth making it. So hence the guys sometimes purge juices, like we did with our Fogs range. We purged a whole lot of juices out the Fogs range, and then added some new ones to them. It's a common practice, but I'm sure if you speak to him really nicely, he could make, if it's one of your favorite juices and you don't mind buying in a larger batch, I'm sure he wouldn't mind making you like half a litre, a litre. If you ask him nicely, I'm sure he would do that. Gringo, I think it's Gringo, yeah, it's definitely Gringo. So like this has got cactus in it and prickly pear and wada in it. Really nice juice, really nice juice. How much is the Atty going for, big guy? Robbie, if you're talking about this abroad, don't you know, just get the link to the Ubuntu? I can't remember. Sorry guys, I have so many different devices and so many different RBAs, RDAs, RTAs, RDTAs. Freaking, I can't remember the prices on everything. That's why I've got lovely people like my mini-me to help me and that to help me. But I'm sure they'll get the price up for you and put a link to it if you want. Yeah. Flavors of the day today. What have I got? In the triple T, I've got strawberry jam monster. Yo, I thought the strawberry jam monster tasted good in other tanks. Yes, it tastes really good in there. That's in the triple T. In the Ubuntu, I've got Gringo. In my Monarch, which I find is my daily device, which I've always got it, I've got my favorite juice in the world, VCT. In the inbox with my Wasp, I've got Picnic, which is one of our juices. It's a blueberry scone, okay, blueberry cream scone. And then what juice have I got in here? In my B box with my V8. Also, those guys who might not have seen it, I did do the V8ing of the Kanga box, Kanga coil. The video is on my YouTube channel. In here, I've got a imported juice, which is one of the juices that we wholesale, local imported juices wholesale, called Duo. It's made by Burst, and it's a watermelon apple, which is really nice in there. So those are the juices of the day that I'm vaping on today. So yeah, you can see I've got a lot of devices that I'm running around with. Yeah, let's check some questions, have a sip of cold drink. Excuse the noise in the background, guys. There's fireworks that's still going off, and it's the first time my dogs have ever got edgy because the fireworks are quite close. So excuse the noise in the background, folks. The prize for tonight will be a random draw like we did last time. I've got a white Lush RDA. I'm giving away also a bottle of Picnic, and I've got a Wiener vape shirt to give away. The size of the shirt is a size large. Yeah, all the people watching that are vape vendors that I give away stuff from, most South African men are large men. Double XL, triple XL, 4XL shirts. So if you want to give us some shirts to give away, make sure that they're larger sizes, and maybe the odd woman shirt as well, because there are a lot more women vapors than there were in the past, and a lot more watching the show. So there's one, Monique. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Red Streak and Strawberry. Oh, congratulations, Monique. Congratulations. A growing bump, I can assume you're pregnant. Congratulations. Just remember, there's no evidence that says you're allowed to vape while you are pregnant. So please do not vape while you are pregnant. Okay. Sure. Not a lot of numbers watching tonight. I wonder why. But anyway, that's not a problem. Okay. What's the next device that I'm going to have a look at? You will notice on the heading of the tank or whatever, I said I was going to put there was one other thing I added on was the OBS. Unfortunately, I took the wrong OBS, so I don't have that with you, but I've got photographs of it. Well, let's get to the dead rabbit first. One of the things, we've had it in before, but I've never really reviewed it per se, okay, is the dead rabbit. It's obviously an RDA. The nice thing is they've got this new matte black finish to it. Really sexy looking. The bonus with this, okay, with the dead rabbit, okay, and why I like these guys and using with these devices is that this is a top airflow. So the airflow comes from the top, okay, and gets funneled down onto your coils, but it's also bottom fed. So it's the ideal RDA for a larger squonking device to start squonking, because it's really hard to over squonk, okay, purely because of the top airflow. It does come with a whole lot of extra bitties and different drip tips, but it also includes a BF pin, okay, which is nice. To have a look at the deck, okay, the deck is quite an ingenious deck. It's a postless with posts, if that makes sense, because if you remember on a postless deck, your coil leads go down. Let me just add a whiteboard on there quickly. Let me add a whiteboard on here. Okay, on a postless deck, your coils go down like that. Okay, but they have put coils on here. Okay, they have put posts on here. So it's very easy for people to fit coils. It's probably one of the easiest RDAs for somebody who's new to vaping to insert coils. Okay, purely because of just dropping it into those two holes. It makes life so much easier. And what you don't see in this picture is you can actually trim it off underneath over here, which is lacquer. So it makes life easy. You don't have to make sure that you've got the legs the right length and whatever. Once you pop them through the hole, you just trim it off and you're A4 away. Probably the only downfall, let me just clear this quickly, clear whiteboard. Probably the only downfall that I've got on this RDA is how long your wicking is. Okay, your juice has to travel a fairly long way from the base over here up into your coil from both sides. That's probably the only downfall that I can find on this device, is that if you're one of those people that take really long deep hits, you might have the odd thing of getting a dry hit, because the amount of time it takes to saturate the cotton from the base to the top of the or to where your coil is. Obviously your coil is going to sit over here on top. It'll take quite a while to get up there. If you're using your cottons like Royal Wicks and you've made sure that you don't compact it, it will wick a lot faster than if you're using, for example, cotton bacon or streaky bacon or streaky cotton or something like that. And I have found also with a couple more testing that the new Mr. Fluff wicks quite fast in RDA. So yeah, those are things to try with this device. But as a newbie, probably one of the best RDAs that you can get at the moment for a newbie. So yeah, that's what it looked like. Well, bought one with. You can see it's a really matte black, almost like the what was that? A bra. What was the name of that other matte black RDA that we got in? Also, it's nice. It comes with these funky 18 drip tips. What was the name of that bloody? What was the name of that? I'm sure it was an Apocalypse.
Or was it a goon? It was one. It was a Murdered Out Edition Apocalypse. It was this matte black, really sexy looking device. So yeah, I personally have not tried it on a bottom feed, but I do know a couple of guys that do use it on a bottom feed, and they're thoroughly enjoying it. You know, the bonus is that if you are new to squonking, it would be ideal, because the biggest problem with squonking, especially guys with my size, with these new super soft bottles, is that you squeeze, and you can't see what you're doing. You don't know how much juice in it. It takes a little bit of time to get used to the squonking. And then you end up over squonking, and then the juice pours out the juice holes. With that being high up, the airflow being high up, hell of a lot better. Ooh. This Gringo is a good juice. Let's check some questions. Brandon, I can blow a square, but I don't want to embarrass any of the trickers here. Triple X is the starting size for size humans. Yeah, there's nothing worse. I have to chuckle. Is that Hugo knows I get a little bit upset. You know, a lot of the suppliers, especially our international suppliers like VGod and a couple of other ones, Asmodus and those guys, they send us apparel for us to wear, etc., or to give away, like we did at VapeCon. And I always upset is because they will send up to a 2XL. Now 2XL fits everybody in the shop but me. So they'll send like a medium, a large, an XL, and a double XL. Now a double XL Ethan would wear, an XL Etienne would wear, the large Bra would wear, or Hugo, and you know, and I don't get anything because they send 2 double XLs. So Hugo, the one day when he's making an order from, I think it was this Modus, and he says, please can you send a 4XL shirt for Craig? So the package arrived. I'm excited. I'm going to be getting an This Modus t-shirt. I haven't got one. I'm excited to get an This Modus t-shirt. We open the box, and in the box are 4XL t-shirts. Still haven't got an This Modus t-shirt. But yeah, yeah. So Hugo knows I get so miffed. I don't have any. You know, I've got our Survey ones and our Steam Masters one. I don't have any of them because they don't make my freaking size. I must meet the boeres, you know. Ons is groot. Blow some squares. Okay, ready for a square? There's my square. Yeah, I can't do any form of tricking it at all. I try, but I epically fail. So that's one thing I can't do. Anything else I'll do, I can't do that. Besides, Adil asks, besides the Serpent SMM tank, is there any other contenders to go with my AL85? Conqueror Mini, absolutely epic little tank. It's a 22mm tank, but still one of my favorite tanks. Amit, the Amit single coil. Trying to think what else we've got, or else that's what's good. What have I got lying around? The Wakes would be fit perfectly on that. Yeah, because you can also put single coil on that. Can't think of any else off the top of my head. Oh, Govad, yeah. There's Mini Me. Murdered Edition Apocalypse, yes. Other edition. Yeah, the Govad was also one. I think actually we've got the Conqueror Mini and the Govad's actually on special at the moment. So yeah, a good time to pick up something. Yeah. I am quite funny sometimes. I do have a sense of humor.
I have to say, Hugo's doing this. I don't know if you've been seeing on Facebook that we're introducing who Sir Vape is and who the people work behind it. You know, I sit in front of a camera and I sit and talk to you, but it takes a lot of courage for me to sit in front of a camera because this is not who I am. People, one of a kind is not a problem. Talking to large groups of people is a little bit off-putting sometimes for me. And he had to take this photograph, and I was actually almost about to not break into laughter because I don't do photographs. So it was quite funny to do that type of stuff. Perfect square, yeah. 10 out of 10 for my square. Yeah, just checking this out. Anybody needing me? Now in Jura, I do still use my Carlin. Here's my Carlin Racha, such a Racha. You know, I constantly go back to test things against other things. Carlin still, there's nothing wrong with the Carlin. You know what I mean? The problem with and it is a big problem, and I don't know where vaping is going to end. You know, or it'll never end, but where it's going to move to, you know. If you look at how fast the technology and the rate at which people are coming up with new things, not an old thing redesigned, some new stuff, you know, it's absolutely scary. You know, so I've got benchmarks that I use devices for, and I always go back to test them against the benchmark. And you know, Carlin is a benchmark. It's a really good tank. And I did test it up against the Triple T, but the Triple T beats it hands down, you know. So I know I often go back, and when I've got a couple of minutes to spare, and go and re-wick something and go and try it again, you know, with a new juice, you know. I'm the type of vapor that will try different juices on different tanks and different devices. And if there's a juice that I like on a specific device, I'll tend to stick. I'll only vape that juice on that device or that tank, you know, unless something I test the same juice on something else and it tastes better for me. You know what I mean? I know the flavor, what that flavor should taste like. So yeah, that's why I've got far too many RDAs and RTAs, and I'll never get rid of them. Is because there's juices that I haven't vaped on for a long time, and all of a sudden I'll see and I'll get a bottle of it, and oh man, remember how that tasted on the Serpent 22, or I remember how that tasted on this, and then I'll go and pull out that tank and taste it again and play with it again. You know what I mean? I'm like that. I'm one of those type of guys that do that. It's actually quite easy, KB. I can do a tutorial for you on how to put a single coil in the wake for you. It's actually quite easy to do. Mark asked, Craig, are you guys getting the custom 528 Squonker? I have some sad news for you. We have been on their back since we heard about it quite a while ago, funny enough, and they are not wholesaling it, which is really upsetting, because it looks, well, those, let me just get a photograph of it for those who don't, you know, maybe email these guys and say, hey, we want you to wholesale these things because we want them. We can't get them ourselves, or whatever the scenario may be. You never know. Let me just get a photograph of it. Come on, just busy downloading the photograph here. Just hold on. That's not a good photo. It's a shitty photo. Let me just try and find. It's also a shitty photograph. Where's a good photograph of this? Maybe try something else. It's not the best photograph, but it's all I can find at the moment. Just want to add it quickly. That's what the custom 528 looks like. It's an epic device. But unfortunately, the answer to us was they're not wholesaling it. It's a direct buy. But I think if we've got more than enough people, more people messaging and asking. You know, you never know. You never know. Lyndon, just some bit of bad news. Lyndon says, hi Craig, 2700 mech squonkers are becoming popular. Can you recommend any builds for them? What Amtor is suitable for a 2700 single battery mech? You know, well, obviously you've got to go on whatever batteries that you've got, because the different batteries have got different amp ratings. Okay, a big problem, the 2700 battery, oops, what is that, has been discontinued. They are not making 2700 batteries again. Okay, and this is, we've heard from a couple of suppliers, they're not making it. They are going to run with the 21700 or 217 whatever battery. Okay, the bonus with our mech is that our mech can take the 21700 battery as well as the 2700 battery. The only thing I can't take is a 18650. This is the hard hitters alliance mech. Okay, bottom fed squonker. So, you know, the build that I've got in here, I've got 20, well, this build now is the coil company's build, but the build that I normally run in here is 6 wrap, 22 gauge, 3mm RDE, haywire, nichrome 80 flat wire. That's what I run in here. If I'm not, obviously I've got this epic coil in here from coil company. That's I took that normal build out. Let's check that quickly. Yeah. Yeah, this little, you know, South Africa is such an amazing, you know, with vaping. You know, I just take it where we can. I'm going to start inviting a couple of guests. Obviously, guests are limited to people who are in Durban that are involved in the vaping community. But I'm going to be having some guests on, and one of them is Bearded Viking. You know, he has a guy who 8 months ago was an absolute newbie to vaping. I still remember when he walked into our shop. You know, now you've got a guy making, he's a very practical person, and he's making these tips, making panels, you know, everything for them. And it's the same along with these guys from Monarch. You know, I would say this is my favorite device currently. You know, it's small, compact, delivers an absolute punch, quality made, South African made. Yes, it's pricey, don't get me wrong, it's a pricey squonker, but you're paying for quality, you know. Absolutely epically designed, you know, passionate vapors. It blows me away that there are people that can just jump on it, something like that, and have the ingenuity and the chutzpah to actually go and freaking jump in the deep end and make stuff like this, and people earning a living out of it. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Adib asks a question, is the triple RTA practical tank for everyday use? I think it comes down to your build at the end of the day. You know, does it chow juice? No questions asked. You know, you're going to keep juice companies in business. It drinks juice. It literally drinks juice. But just by the sheer amount of vapor that it produces and the sheer amount of flavor that you get out of it, you know it's going to be a juice haul. Okay. It is a big bulky tank. You know, if you don't have a problem with bulkiness, every day of the day you can walk around with it. It's perfectly fine to walk around with. It is a heavyish tank because obviously it's 28 millimeter tank. It's properly made. You know, it's made of good quality products, and good quality products normally weigh a bit. You know what I mean? Stainless steel. The bonus on the radar is so light it offsets the weight of the tank. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I'm using it at this setup, because it is a little bit heavy, but you know, I can forego the heaviness because of what it does. Yeah. KB, I could beat you with one hand tied behind my back, blind with one eye, and playing on a friggin' dial-up connection, bro. So yeah, I'll teach you how to put a single coil into a wake, but you don't need to give me COD lessons, my boy. Eugene says, I'm still using my Griffin. Nothing wrong with the Griffin. You know, it's you just get those tanks and those RDAs that just do it for you. You know what I mean? I'm in a lucky position that I get to play with a lot of things, you know, because of obviously owning a vape shop, and obviously to relay it to customers. You know, a lot of people look at it and say, oh, but you own a vape shop, you're trying to sell your shit. You know, it's not me. You know what I mean? I've numerous occasions I've said, average, mediocre. Although Hugo doesn't like that, that's the way I call a spade a spade. You know, when I find something really good, I'm gonna rave about it. When I originally saw the Triple T on Twisted 420's channel, I said, you know, if it's made by him, you know, he's one of the reviewers that I tend to prefer to watch. I like his humor as well. And then I saw the inner sides, the inner workings of the tank, you know, the dome, the concaveness of that domed inner cap. I just said, this is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. I was like a kid in a candy shop when the box arrived. I couldn't open it fast enough to get my mitts on it. And I wasn't disappointed. The hype is 100% real, you know. As I said, the only thing that you have to mess around with is how much cotton. I haven't had a leak on it as yet, and we've tried various types of coils in other customers. I've left the exact coils that I put in yesterday. All that we've done is when I've changed the flavor out to try different flavors on it, we've messed with the amount of cotton, and we've reduced the amount of cotton quite considerably, and all that's done is just improved the airflow, which has improved the flavors. Robbie says, how do you get rid of vapor's tongue? Yeah, vapor's fatigue is unfortunately something that is real, and it affects vapors, unfortunately. It's just your taste buds are going into overdrive. You know, that's normally from trying too many juices, or vaping the same juice continuous. Your flavor, you know, you get so much flavor out of these juices today. And your tongue just goes into shutdown mode, and the only way to get it out of shutdown mode is to shock it. Lemon, sweet soda water, you know, a lot of water, and that does tend to get rid of it. I normally we've got these little twisted, I've got these little sweets that we use. One's a really, really sour sweet, and one's a peppermint, which I use. Or you can just use a whole lemon and suck on a lemon, and it does help it get rid faster. Yeah, I think Daniel's answered the question regarding the 21700. Naeem, I stand to be corrected. Okay, this was given to me. I don't know if I still got to pay for it, but this was given to me in the opening of the shop. I think they're around about the 2,400, 2,500 mark. Is pricey compared to the other, okay, obviously not your HE type of devices. I would put this in the same category as an HE device. Don't get me wrong, it's classified as an HE device. I would classify it as an HE device, but a lot cheaper than some of these HE squonkers that they've got. But worth every single solid. This is a device that I will never ever get rid of. This is a device that I will use until freaking cows fly. You know what I mean? It's just that good a quality. Yeah. Hey, Mr. A, is that Ray? Yeah, E-way. Okay. Then, another device that I was excited to see come into the shop, okay, was the, let me get a photograph of it up, just hold on. Is this the Hotcig? Okay. Hugo still swears blind by his Hotcig 150 R150. Okay, and there's two devices from the new being released by Hotcig, and we've got the R233, and then there's the other Hotcig that's arriving probably next week with a color display. This is the potentiometer Hotcig. Okay, really sexy, sleek device. Okay. Or basically how this device works, for those who don't know what a potentiometer is. Okay, let me get my whiteboard up here. Okay, this is how you control your power. Okay, you've got 0 power, and then you can crank the power up to maximum. Okay, so that's on really low power, and the more you turn the device, the more it increases the voltage, which increases the wattage, etc. So there's no digital display telling you your batteries are running low. Obviously it won't fire if your batteries are running low. It has got a battery cutoff. It's got a lowish voltage on it, so it won't fire. But it's an old school way of vaping on a new school type of device, if that makes any sense to you. Okay. Let me just clear this whiteboard. Really sexy device. Currently, we've only got them in the black. Okay, there's one in person. Okay, black. You can see that lovely design on it. The thing weighs. It is made out of aluminium, and these panels are really. I can't get my fingernails in there. Just hold on to open the battery. The bonus with these Hotcig is they come out with all these different fancy panels. Okay. So you can actually buy aftermarket panels, which will be available as soon as they're available. And they've done it a honeycomb at the back to reduce the weight. Dual battery, 1865, two 18650 batteries in there. Sleekly made, really sleekly made. Epic little device. I don't know what if you can get a link to this device on the website so the guys can check the prices. I don't even know what the prices are on this. It only just arrived. If you want to see something that's really sexy, so if you're in the market for a new device, and I bought the black just for that sake. Okay, how's that for sexy? Okay, absolutely divine. Okay, the two combos together. Okay, yeah, reasonably priced device. I don't even know how much the thing costs. That's really bad, Craig. They're 1,000 rand. Okay, so it's not like a massively expensive device. Absolutely epic little device. Obviously, as I said, it's potentiometer driven. So you just turn the potentiometer with your finger or whatever, and the more you turn it up, the more power you're getting to your device. So if you're in the market for a good quality, lightweight, dual battery, no frills, no fuss, just get up and work device, this is right up your alley. Let me just put that back in this packet. Hey man, come on. Doesn't want to go into the packet, but yeah, okay, I'll do that in the shop. Just pop that back in there, get that rid of there. Let's check some questions. Put that away, put that out of my way. I think it's time to have a vape and some cold drink. Now Z asks a question, don't mean to be controversial in any way here, but why are the Ubuntu and the HHA squonking devices priced so high if they're manufactured locally? Okay, there's a simple reason behind it. Labor in South Africa costs you 5 times the labor that it costs you in China. Okay, that is a simple reason why any device, any item made in South Africa is always more expensive. And we have not even attached our proper profit margins onto that because it's a locally made. We're trying to get it available to everybody else. Okay. Now, also the fact is that the HA squonker is 3D printed. Okay. It takes 6 hours to print one. Okay. So it's time as well. It's time in a machine. The cost of raw materials in South Africa also hell of expensive. It's in limited runs of doing things. It's purely because of the labor rate. That is, the labor rate is what makes things so expensive. That's why China dominates in a manufacturing perspective. It's because in China they don't have labor laws. It's an honor to work. If you don't want to work for that price, if they were willing to pay you one rand an hour to work, and you don't want to work for that 1 rand an hour, that's your problem. They'll find somebody who does work for 1 rand an hour. That is the reason why. That's why China can make this device for what they make it for. Okay, it's because they don't. It's cheap labor. Okay, and they buy in such mass quantities of raw materials that they're able to do that. You know. Also, just remember that with our products, it's limited runs. So you know, we're not going to order 1,000 of something. We're going to do 100 of something, and the more you order, the cheaper it becomes. But there's no market in South Africa for 1,000 of these squonkers, just because you're competing with this, you're competing with Joe Bloggs doing another squonker, and that's the reason why the products are slightly more expensive. You're paying for it to be South African. You're paying for proudly South African. You know, the dripper, for its price, for the quality of it. If you look at what you're paying for a Apocalypse, you're paying for a Goon. I've had I don't know if any of them are watching here, but there might be some of them people watching here that they don't use those devices since they've started using the Ubuntu. I've got guys who bought a Goon. They had a Goon for 2 weeks. We launched the Ubuntu. They've never touched their Goon again. Now Goon, you're paying 850. Sorry, Goon was, I think, was 1,000 rand. So 680 rand. So yeah, that's squonker, 3D printed. Okay, 3D printed plus Illumide coated. You know, you're paying 1,650 rand for it. An Anchor box mod. 3D printed, you're paying 2,500. That comes from America, so it's not that badly overpriced, to be honest with you. It's overpriced to Chinese products. It's not overpriced to locally or American-based products. So yeah, but that's subjective. That's your choice to do, to spend the money or not spend the money. Well, so everybody's answering the same question. Imran, yeah, dude, to get peak insulators, yeah, unfortunately that's like, yeah, you'll have to get that specially flown in now, dude. Doubt you'll be able to get them. Really doubt you'll be able to get that peak insulator if you've lost it. Naeem, I actually have not played with an Entheon, so I couldn't actually give you what build to put in there. Really, I couldn't. Rion, if Rion from Coil Company is here, he might have an idea. Sorry, I haven't played with one, so I can't tell you what the right build is for the, unfortunately. Naeem, we are loading stock of frame staples tomorrow. We have got a whole lot of frame staples that arrive from Coil Company. Okay. Here's also another thing I wanted to discuss with you guys. I was going to do I'm still going to do a normal video for it, but it's something that has been I need to get off my chest, purely because I'm seeing it happen more and more and more amongst the other vape shops, as obviously as well as us. With devices, okay, RTAs, sub-ohm tanks, etc. Okay, all devices have condensation issues. Okay, it's because at the end of the day you have got a kettle. Okay, that is a kettle. At the end of the day, you're supplying power to a coil's heating a liquid turns to vapor. A vapor that's not inhaled turns back into a liquid. Okay, we're having a really bad problem of guys bringing mods back into the shop that are saturated internally with liquid, okay, and with juice inside, and then throwing their toys out the cot while they are not covered under warranty. Okay, no electrical component, okay, is covered for water or liquid damage. Okay, you buy a TV and you spill Coke or water on your TV and it's not covered. Okay, we do however try to clean as much of it out, but what you need to do is obviously to do maintenance on your devices. Okay, and this is what a lot of guys don't do, maintenance on their devices. Okay, first thing, never over tighten your tank, finger tight. By tightening things doesn't stop leaks, it actually perpetuates the problem. Finger tight everything. When you're putting your top cap on, finger tight. When you're putting your coils in on a sub-ohm tank, finger tight. When you're screwing it onto your device, finger tight. Okay, anything over tightened will destroy your device. Okay, when you're filling up your tank, take your tank off your device and fill it, because if you miss and you overthink and juice goes all over your mod, the juice will find its way into your board, no questions asked. Will find its way into the board, no questions asked. Okay, and when it gets into the board, most juices today have some sort of sugary sweetener in it. All these American juices are really loaded with sweetener, and sugar, heat, electricity do not mix together. It destroys boards. So at least 2, maybe 3 times a day, unscrew your tank. If it's filling your tank, take your tank off your device, fill it up, make sure you clean any excess juice off. Once, twice, 3 times a day, take your device off, clean the condensation that appears underneath your tank. Okay, clean any condensation on your 510 pin, on your 510 plate. Get a piece of toilet paper or Carlton roller towel or an earbud into the 510 pin, clean any excess liquid over. And if you have a tank that's leaking, don't use it. Okay, if you've got a tank that you're new to building coils and stuff like that, you've got to do it more regularly. Okay, rather get advice if things are leaking. Don't keep on letting it leak, because you will destroy your device. This week I've had about 7 devices returned via either by or people have walked in. Out of the 7 devices, 6 of them had so much liquid in it I could have filled the tank up with it. That's how much liquid is in it. Now, what a lot of people don't know, okay, and you can do this yourself so you can actually see what I'm saying is not talking cuck, is that one of the components in e-juice, okay, is propylene glycol. Propylene glycol is the carrier for most concentrates, and is in the device, in the juices. When your 70-30 juices, 30% of your juice is PG and 70% is VG. If you take a milliliter of propylene glycol and you put it on a glass table and you leave it overnight, the next morning you will have a big puddle like this. Obviously the size is going to differ depending on the amount of humidity in the air, but propylene glycol sucks moisture out of the air. That's why as a vapor you need to drink a lot of liquid, because drinking a lot of liquid you get thirsty when you vape, and that's because of the propylene glycol. Now if you've got liquid inside your mod and you're not cleaning it out, okay, or you're not cleaning your mod regularly based, and what happens is that propylene glycol is inside your mod already, okay, what does it do? It now sucks in all more liquid in out of the air. So you're now getting more liquid in your device. So please, folks, if your tank's leaking, if you've got a tank that produces a lot of condensation, Clean as much as you possibly can to get rid of it. It's a kettle at the end of the day, and condensation is not a good thing. Nothing that's got liquid base is good for electronics. Downside is you need the electrics to run the tank, okay, unless you've got a mechanical. You've got no problem, okay. You just clean up the excess. It's not going to cause a hassle unless it's a lot of liquid and it's arcing off on your button, closing off your circuitry. So folks, please, I'm tired of having to tell people that I can't honor your warranty because your device has enough juice in it for me to vape on for the next hour. It's really bad, guys. That's the first thing from a maintenance perspective. If you're not using your device for a long period of time, okay, if you know you're not going to use your device for like 5-6 hours, take your tank off, put it one side, take your batteries out, put them one side. The chips and that you've got in these mods today still draw power, even though they switched off. Okay, they still draw down power. Okay, marginal, but if you leave a device for 5-6 days, you can get your batteries to a point where the chip will not recognize the voltage and not allow you to charge it. And then you're going to moan, my device is not working, but your battery's voltage has dropped to a point where the board doesn't allow it to charge. So put your batteries one side if you're not going to use your device. Take your tank off if you're not going to be vaping on your tank. At night, don't leave your tank standing upright, okay? Rather lay it down like that. So if it does leak, it leaks down here, okay? Every night when I go to bed, it's going to sound really stupid, I've got a piece of, on my desk where I leave all my devices, I've got, there's a towel that I put all my devices. My devices, very few of them have leaking issues because obviously I wick most of mine myself. It's just in case. If you don't look after them, you're going to destroy them. Liquid electronics don't work. Leaving batteries in devices for a long period of time don't work, okay? So those are just some little pointers that you need to take care of, because it's becoming an issue, and a lot of vendors are having the same problem as people. They're too much in a rush. Got to look after it. If you don't look after it, I can promise you right now, the vendor's not going to honor the warranty if he finds liquid inside your device. And it's becoming such a regular thing now that literally this week I've had 6 out of 7 were juice related, okay? And we video everything, so it's not like we're lying. You can see it on video, okay? Yeah. Let me just check. Right, some questions here. Yeah, Harder says support local all day. Local quality. Yeah, the local quality of juice manufacturers it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I don't know why people still think America is best. There are specific juices that are really good from America. But in general, South African juices will beat it hands down. Devices like this, I don't have it, I've left it in the shop. My stack mod from Paddy Vapes. You look at the coils from Coil Company. It's local is lacquer, no questions asked. Just I've got to worry about the kitchen sink mixers. That's my only concern. Yeah, Jill says your vice grip for the win. I'm not joking. In the shop, we've got 2 sets of plumbing spanners, and they're heavy duty plumbing spanners. At least a minimum of 2 to 3 times a day, I'll get a device in, and ET will come to me and says, Craig, can you take it off? Craig, can you take it? Or Hugo, not Hugo, Ethan or Bra will bring me a device. Craig, can you loosen this? you know, and you've actually got to put force to loosen it. You know, it's, yeah, finger tight, folks, finger tight. Yeah, I would. Robbie says, thanks for the maintenance tip. Will a proper electrical circuit cleaner work, or will it affect something down the line? Don't open your devices, folks, because when you open your device, you avoid your warranty straight away. Okay, it's the external maintenance. If you see liquid on your mod, clean it off. Okay, don't just ignore it. Take your tank off your device as many times as you possibly can during the day. Clean out the 510 pin. One of the things that I have noticed, okay, is that if you look at this device, underneath the device, can you see the venting chambers underneath there? People go out, they go out for dinner, or they're sitting at home, they've got their glass of Coke or a beer or whatever, and there's condensation. Cold gives you condensation on the side of it. And what happens is you get this little pool of water, and they put their mod down into the pool of water, and it goes straight into the mod. You know, things like that, stupid little things like that, will destroy, absolutely destroy your mod. You know, overnight, leaving your mods at an angle. You know what I mean? It's not, you don't have to do that with squonkers. It's not a problem with squonkers, okay, or anything mechanical. But anything that there's a chip in, okay, or a tank that is prone for condensation issues, lie it down overnight. Put it on a towel that you go overnight, okay. If it's something that's continually leaking, take it back to the shop that you bought it from. Say, listen, help me guys, this thing keeps on leaking. You know, it might be that if it's an RTA, that you're not putting enough cotton in, or the cotton inserted is wrong, or, you know, it can be numerous things. 80% of the vendors out there will always go out of their way to try and help you, okay. Rather get the advice that you need and do those proper maintenance things, and you're going to have your devices going to last a hell of a bit longer. Also, on that note, rubber sleeves on mods is a no-no. Okay, yes, are going to make your device last longer. You think it's going to make your device last longer because it's got a nice protective cover on it and whatever. It's not going to scratch. I'll take a scratch mod over any day than having a rubber sleeve on it. The reason for that is the rubber sleeve, 99% of those mods, the rubber sleeve fits in up from the bottom over it like that, and then you've got this little lip, and what happens is the condensation gathers around the edge of the lip and goes behind the rubber, which you don't see. And you plug, for those people who don't have USB chargers, you plug your USB charger, you never take off that rubber sleeve. And all that condensation is going behind the rubber. You don't feel it because you've got the rubber on the outside. If you see any juice on the outside, you wipe it off. And all that condensation eventually works its way into your board. So, rather have a scratched mod than have a rubber sleeve on a mod where the juice gets behind or condensation gets behind and then eventually works into your board. The other day a guy bought one in. What was it? It was an RX23. And I pulled the sleeve off like that, and it slid off nice and easy. And I went like, poured like that, and the juice eventually came running out from the bottom. Mod was toast, absolutely toast. It's like, yeah guys, gotta look after your mods. If you don't look after your mods, if you don't want it, not a problem, you buy more mods from me. But for things to last, rather just look after them. Hey, big girl. Great Dane by the door. Yeah, Naeem says, Craig, I love international liquids. With local liquids, the taste dies off too fast. I don't see how that can happen, Naeem. You know, in South Africa, probably, I would hazard a guess, 70% of, I'm not talking about kitchen mixers here, I'm talking about 70% of registered mixers who have got laboratories or clean rooms that they operate out of
get their concentrates in from America, get their concentrates in from the Europe or wherever they get their concentrates in from. It's the exact same concentrates that the American brands are using. Flavor Apprentice, Flavor Art, Capella, and I can go on and list the names. The only difference is that, and most of the top mixers are using international nicotine. Okay, they're using nicotine from the States, nude nicotine or the good quality nicotines. Okay, so the only thing that you're getting locally is vegetable glycerine. Now, vegetable glycerine, you get BP grade and you get USP grade. So the grading is exactly the same grading as you would in America, in the UK, where the other guys make the juice from. So if you're using the same concentrates, you're using quality nicotine, and you're using USP or BP grade vegetable glycerine and propylene glycol, how can the flavor be any different? It's the exact same flavor as the America using. I think it's a bit of, no offense to you, I think it's a bit of it's psychosomatic more than I actually think that my opinion, and I'm not saying that your opinion is wrong, everybody has their own opinion, but my opinion is that the quality of the juices in South Africa is a lot better, and the flavor profiles and the flavor is a lot better. But that's me, you know what I mean? I'm not punching it because I'm a juice maker, I'm just saying from my opinion there. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Monique says, stupid question, kitchen sink mixers. Kitchen sink mixers are guys that are trying to jump on the bandwagon. They don't operate out of a proper sterile environment. They're mixing it in their kitchen. They don't have sterile facilities. They don't have filtered air. They don't have stainless steel worktops. A clean room type of environment where the air is purified, the particles are monitored. So guys are making the juice. They've been DIYing. They've come up with a couple of nice little recipes. They've been able to sell a couple of bottles to mates, and then all of a sudden they are premium blended juices. And we call it's going to make us sound that we're trying to stop these guys when everybody started that way. That's the way I started. The difference is we started that way, and we've evolved. A lot of the guys still do it that way, and they're making a living out of it. And we call them kitchen sink mixers because they don't have the right environment to make something that in essence is potentially dangerous if something goes wrong. Health reasons, a whole lot of things, it's just that's what we call them, kitchen sink mixers, and they're flogging it at premium prices. They're selling at the same prices as a juice that's made in a clean room or an ISO 6 level rated laboratory. You just can't put it. That's why we call them kitchen sink mixers. Trusty B-Box is there. Yeah, you'll be Enduro, as I said there. I'm shocked, just took my tank and cleaned the top of with a towel and sucked on it, and a fair amount of juice seeped out the sides of the 510. It's condensation, folks. It's a kettle. Kettle causes condensation. Well, I always tell newbies that walk in the shop on how to vape, the correct manner to vape. Not a problem with an RDA, okay? Not a problem with a bottom fed squonker. But if you've got something that's a tank, like an RTA, okay, an RDTA, a suburban tank, the correct manner to vape, where you eliminate that excess vapor production, which is now going to be condensed back into a liquid, is
put it in your mouth, inhale. While you're inhaling, you let go of the button and you carry on sucking. Okay. What this does, it cools the coil down faster, which so that you don't using excess juice. B, it also you're now sucking in all the vapor, okay, which leaves no vapor in the chimney or around the coil that can condense. It's going to reduce your. So in your mouth, push the button while you're inhaling, let go of the button, but carry on inhaling. Easiest way to sort the problem out. Nah, I'm not going to get another dog call and call it Mufasa. Any questions, guys? Any questions on the devices that I'm using? Just what's happening for those who live in Durban, okay? We're trying to promote, yes, we own a shop and, I need to sell stuff to make a living and whatever, but also we try to make it cost effective as possible. And I'm always somebody who's prepared to give as much information as I possibly can. Obviously, I won't give away trade secrets, recipes for juices and stuff like that, but we're always wanting people to try and save some money. So this weekend at Survape, we're doing on Friday night between 5 and 7 o'clock is our DIY social. Okay, so if you're a DIY enthusiast and you've been making some juices, okay, come to the shop. There's coffee available, there's food available, whatever, and let other guys try your juices, get some either negative or positive critique from us. Bring your juices, let me taste them. You never know, you might have the next hottest thing in the market. You're sitting on it and you're not sharing it. Sharing is caring, as Barney says. So yeah, that's happening on Friday night. So it's the DIY social evening. So far it sounds like there's quite a few guys coming, with people coming from Maritzburg even, that they're keen on it, for other people to taste their juices. Having other people taste your juices, okay, is a really good thing, okay, because it gives you, if you are able to take both positive and negative criticism. That's the way I've always made juices. I make a whole lot of juices and I get people to test them. People like, and I don't care if you tell me the juice is cuck. Tell me the juice is cuck, then I know where I'm going from there. Just hold on. Yeah. So that's what's happening on Friday night. The DIY social. Please don't feel embarrassed to come. If you're just new to mixing, come chat. We have got DIY specials on that night. We've got myself and Etienne have put together some recipes if you want to learn how to do it, or just buy some more concentrates. We've got concentrates and pre-mixes and pre-blends and VG, PG, nicotine, all the accessories on special. And that's going to roll over to Saturday. And Saturday between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, I'm going to be doing a DIY, how to do DIY, okay, because everybody can do DIY, okay. I love that lady. I don't know if you ever watch your channel, DIY, because everybody can DIY. Okay, I don't know what her name is. Susan, I think it's Susan, yeah. But yeah, so at 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I'm going to be doing a little demo. I'm going to make some juices up and show you how to do it as a DIY would be able to do it using the tools that you would have in your household, okay, to make DIY, and give you some pointers. I'm more than happy to divulge as much information as long as it's not asking me for my recipes. We have already made 2 of the juices which you're going to be able to test to see them, okay, and then we've got some recipes, as I said, which if you want to start DIY, we've got these little, I think there's 5 kits available, 5 different kits for 5 different type of flavor profiles, where we're giving that away at a special price. And if you are already a DIYer and you want some pointers, I'm there to help you. We're always trying to promote people and taste new juices and stuff like that, because as I said, you never know, you could have the next best juice, and rather come and let us give you some either positive or negative criticism on your juices. So that's what's happening this weekend at Survey. Obviously the kitchen to sell, yeah, that's it. Of course everybody can, yeah. The kitchen's obviously, the cafe is open. We've got all the normal stuff. Halal certificate, I'm hoping is going to be next week, I'm hoping. So for those Muslim customers, all our food is halal. All my Muslim friends eat there already on a regular basis, even though we don't have the certificate. And then I'm there to help with the DIY. So yeah, that's what's happening at Survape this weekend. Yeah, I think we've got some more different stock arriving tomorrow and on Monday. I think that's the rest what's happening there. You will notice that we are becoming really we're going social media, punting social media quite heavily. Just please, if you're not following us, please make sure you're following us on Instagram, Survape ZA, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. We've also got a Instagram page for Sir Brew, which is it's Sir Brew ZA, which is for the coffee shop. We are going to be running competitions for the coffee shop to win our meals and whatever like that. So if you're in Durban, look out for that as well. What else? Trying to think of anything else off the top of my head. Can't think of anything else that's happening. Let's check if there's any questions. Brandon, I think Hugo has ordered some of those different color SMMs, but we won't order a hell of a lot of them, yeah. Ryan, I think we've discounted it. We've discounted all the DIY by 15% for those 2 days, and obviously there's various kits because there's various recipes, and some have more concentrates than other ones. So we've actually given you the physical recipe. I think the most expensive kit. Now the kit. This is what the kit will include. The kit will include a bottle of propylene glycol, a bottle of vegetable glycerine, a bottle of nicotine, a physical bottle to mix in, the syringes that you will need, a measuring flask, and then the concentrates that you will need for that specific juice, and obviously the recipe as well. And I think the most expensive kit with all of that is like $450, and that'll make you probably, the one kit makes you 400 mils of juice. So it's like 100 rand per 100 milliliters of juice. Some kits will make more juice than the others because some require more concentrates than the other ones. But you'll always have leftover. So you'll have leftover PG, you'll have leftover and VG, you'll have leftover nicotine, and you'll have leftovers of some of the concentrates. So yeah, definitely worth the buy, and we've tried to mix it so that some of the concentrates can be used in other recipes down the line, but we'll be doing that on a monthly basis. We'll be doing a monthly DIY day where we'll have new recipes for you and you can try them as well. But if you're looking for the money that you're spending to what you're getting, it's definitely worthwhile. To pay just over 100 rand for 100 mils of juice with a recipe, it's definitely worthwhile. Cronuts, yes, cronuts. They're my favorite thing in this world. Cronuts, mixture between a croissant and a donut, and they're filled with all this yummy stuff. Oh man, Robbie, it's yeah. I see. I don't have none of the laptops that we have in the shop have strong enough processors to be able to manage the data flow of XSplit, which is the broadcasting stuff that I use for recording. You know, they're all good laptops, but I get this bloody CPU warning every time I try to do it. So I'm going to say no, but I think I can always do a DIY online thing down the line. You know, once I've done it once or twice, you know, I can always maybe do the same thing but online, so people can record it, or can always go back and, you know, pause and play and whatever, that they forget if I said something and they don't remember what I said. You can always go watch the video again. Monique, I need to just look at the logistics behind it, because obviously I don't know how many kits are going to sell, etc. But I'm almost positive if you order one, I can make one up especially for you. But it all depends on quantities. You know, it's a little bit hard from the back end to go and say, okay, I'm going to allocate this to there, that to there, and then there's no stock on the system. And it is a little bit difficult. But what I can do is I can post the recipes, and then I can put 1 or 2 kits up maybe on the internet. I'll ask Hugo to see if he can make a plan to see how we can do that. But yeah, I'm sure we can make a plan. Yeah. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Giveaway tonight, Lush, RDA, white. We've got Picnic, which is a blueberry sweet cream scone, okay? And then we've got a Wiener t-shirt, and it is a large, okay? I use random.org. So basically what I do is I just take the amount of viewers that are viewing the channel now, I slap it into random.org. Let me just quickly do that. Tonight we've only got 32 participants. Everybody just type your name quickly, because it's not picking up everybody. Just hit a smiley face or something so I can pick up all the names, if you don't mind. It's still not picking all of you up. That's better now. That's better. Okay, let me just
450,000 orgasms will be had, and 129 children will be born.
Random.org. Let me just select all of you. Just remember that if you've won in the last 4 weeks, you're not eligible for winning again. So copy. 32 people watching. We just populate random.org. And we have a winner, Mr. I don't know how to pronounce it, Lukman Dusai. Let me just go back here. Lukman Desai, and then came second, although I don't do the second prize. Lukman, if you could please, I hope I pronounced that correctly. If you could please just PM me on our survey page, please, and then I will. What I need from you is I need your full name, I need your cell phone number, I need your physical address, including the postal code, and I'll get your prize out to you tomorrow. Thank you very much for entering the competition. That's it there. Any questions, folks? Any questions? I hope I pronounced it correctly. It's like me trying to pronounce Musong. It is Musong Park. Yeah. Look, man. Look, man. Yeah, shit. Lovely thing of vaping. I love it. I love my job every single solitary day of my life. Just for those watching that are watching full screen and not on their phones or whatever, has there been any problems with the frame rate tonight? I know in the bottom right hand corner you'll see a watermark. It was the only way that I was able to get the 60 frames per second. Has the quality of the broadcast been better than it was the other day? Mark, as far as I know, let me just check that quickly. Mark, we did get the Sanyo, I'll post the link to it quickly. We did get Sanyo 2700, which is a really good battery. Okay, there's the link to it. But we haven't got battery cases. I did speak to Bearded Viking, which is the custom guy, to see if he could make some 2700 battery cases, but he hasn't come back to me as yet on whether or not he can make the battery cases. But yeah, we are looking into it. Daniel, you won't believe it. Our first shipment arrived of the Athena, which is the Squonker. Okay, let me just post a link to it so that you've got it fresh on your. We got the Athena in, and it literally sold out in 5 minutes. Our entire stock sold out in 5 minutes. I didn't even get a chance to open one. That's how fast it sold. Hugo, we got it, we unpacked it, we checked the quantities. Hugo loaded it on the system. We advertised it. 5 minutes later, every single solitary one of them is gone. But we have got more arriving early next week, along with, I think the Pulse is arriving next week, and there's another Squonker arriving next week. Yeah, France, I don't think Scream will ever go in special there. Yeah, don't think it'll ever go in special. Yeah, KB, I tried to use OBS, but OBS won't pick up my camera. I've tried numerous occasions and it won't pick up my webcam for some reason. And I've been on every forum possible. So if you can figure out how to use how the OBS uses a live cam from Microsoft, then yeah, then you can help me out there. Mark, sorry, but yeah, I don't know of any other 2700s that we're getting. Remember, 2700s are being discontinued. So yeah, get them while you can. Otherwise, they won't be around again. Good night. Yeah, what I've heard, it's a winner. I haven't got a chance to play with it. I couldn't even tell you if it's a winner or not. Yeah, Mark, I think Hugo's going to put the pulse on a pre-order. I don't know just yet. I can run it past him, Yeah, I'll run it past him, on what he's going to do. Okay, guys, it's been nice chatting with you. Congratulations to the winner. Don't forget me send your details. Look after your mods, please, guys. And then, yeah, I'll see you guys around. Thank you very much for watching again and supporting the survey. Really appreciate it. Cool beans, guys. Good night.